Hey everyone, welcome back to Crypto Cash. Thank you so much again for joining me here. Happy Friday. Hope you're having a great week. Let's take a quick look here at Bitcoin, kind of round out the week, see what's going on. Leading into the weekend, we can see here, of course, just kind of bird's eye view that we have held pretty well above this 99.6, 99.7 support range. It's holding like a champ. That's our golden pocket. So decent chance we see the price action hold, even if it comes down as low as like 98, 97K. However, between now and then, the likelihood of that is moderately low just based on the overall amount of support that we're seeing here so far. But again, the day is still early. Anything could happen. Let's take a look at the backend data and kind of just double check a few key factors. And thanks again to my awesome community for some wonderful feedback. Deeply appreciate just being an awesome part of my life. Congrats to our community here too. We took some nice profits yesterday from Bitcoin, 20% there on a long when the price came up to this 102 range. But once again, at this point, is it going to hold? Is it going to resist? Where are we at? Because we do have this resistance range at 101.5 to 102.5 now. So we got to work within that. So at this point, this is very positive. Let me just quickly throw it out there. The reason why is because we are working ourselves within a pretty nice little bullish channel. Okay, a lot of times these channels will break out to the upside if we cannot seem to break down here soon. So I'm speculating we're going to see the price action continue higher if we continue to maintain this range for a little bit longer. So let's look at the backend data here and kind of just double check. We do have some liquidation, of course, to the upside, 102.5 to 104. So we just kind of got that range to the upside there. We look at the macro, of course, a lot of liquidation on the downside, but we don't need to worry about that for a while. We can recognize 105 to 110 is much closer. So that's hypothetically more of a realistic area of consideration. 103,000 has a really heavy concentration for some reason. There's almost 8 billion in liquidation there. So somebody is short and pretty heavy at that level. All right. We got liquidation delta here. We're starting to maintain this delta for a little while. Okay, so if we don't break out bullishly within the next 24 to 48 hours, just say before the weekend ends, and I say that just because we have low volume leading into the weekends, then we might actually see a shift in momentum. Okay, between now and then, I'm not super concerned with this. This isn't like a crazy high state, but the truth is this maintains this level for too long. There's likelihood of price action reversing itself. Okay, so we just want to pay attention to that. Take a look here, of course, open interest. Let's recognize a couple things here. So 97,000, that hasn't changed too much. A lot of people are heavy at 97K and of course 100.5. So 100,000 and 500 is that area of interest here locally and even previous too. So that does reinforce that range as a support, which we're kind of seeing right now. So anyways, mostly positive stuff there. There's nothing really crazy out of the ordinary. When we take a look at the daily time frame, let's go ahead and recognize the fact that we're still over the 20-day SMA. We got 97.4 as that potential support level there, that 0.5 fib level, because we have just some confluence there. We can see a point of control as well as a key fib level and that moving average. So 97.5 to me personally, if we see that price point again, that should be the lowest point we see initially on this pullback. Once again, strictly hypothetical for the moment, but we'll know more when we get there. MACD is, stochastic swinging up. We can see RSI is maintaining itself pretty well in this range. This is normal. Money flow index is below the price action. Never a great sign, but it's also not terrible because we have a lot of other confirming factors. So I'm not going to read into that very much. Money flow index lately has been a weird gauge of confirmation just because of how sporadic the price has been. So, we have these pretty significant candle wicks, these aggressive drops like this. You're going to see the money flow index give you kind of some false positives. So I'm not really reading too much into that. When we see the actual, simple moving averages, so like the 50 and the 20 right here to this $99,000 range, that gives me a vote of confidence here, letting us know that we're in pretty good shape here with this support at 99K. So looking pretty good in that regard. If we do double check here, we're over 50 on the RSI. That's generally construed as a positive sign. Money flow index right there with it. And then of course, MACD, stochastic swinging down with MACD trying to bounce here, or a little MACD-FU as I like to call it. So let's look at the hourly and wrap this up. Double check a couple things here really quick. We're traveling within the cloud, which in general is considered to be a support, right? You don't normally want to try to take a trade while you're in the cloud here because this can be a transition. So hypothetically, the price closes at 99,000 or lower in the relative near future. Then we'd be kind of shifting that momentum and potentially be looking for a consideration on a short position. Again, that's a lot of hypotheticals and potentials right now. We're too early to confirm that. We've got a lot of confirming factors on larger time frames, specifically the 4-hour. So I'd much rather take that into consideration than just a break into the cloud here, but still premature. We're in a position right now where this indicator is basically saying that you don't want to take a trade right now because we're in an indecisive moment. Okay, generally speaking, that's the favorable thing to do. In fact, this whole week has been a lot of indecision and unfavorability ever since hitting that big old reset button on Monday. You got to wait for the markets to kind of calibrate. Now that they have, only specific altcoins are surging right now, and Bitcoin's kind of going sideways. So it's an interesting market nonetheless. But if you're having trouble finding opportunities, don't worry, you're not alone. It's absolutely it's been a little difficult this week, honestly, as compared to most weeks. This week has been especially more challenging as far as confirming factors are concerned. Anyways, suffice to say at this point here, remain patient. This is only temporary, but what isn't temporary is the price action. We're still going to probably see this for a while. It may not be as crazy as Monday was with that 25% correction from a lot of altcoins, but we're going to probably continue to see Bitcoin perform poorly in this range as far as aggressive candle wicks and just a lot of manipulation. So just kind of get used to that, if you will. If you don't like it, this may not be the right fit for you, and that's okay. It's important to understand that about yourself before you lose a bunch of money. So I do always recommend paper trading if you're kind of newer. If you want to become part of our community, feel free. Got a lot of new traders coming over. I have a trading academy community, and of course, provide trade signals too. And once again, trade signals has been a little less consistent lately, just because there's not a lot of confirming factors I've been able to identify in this market right now. I mean, just it's pretty crazy, as you probably already know. Anyways, not making excuses, just letting you know kind of where you're at, so you understand for yourself that this is par for the course. This is kind of standard stuff here. All right, I hope you learned something today. Thanks again so much for watching. I look forward to working with you in the future. Have a good rest of your day. Take care.